Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Lake of Voices. In the last episode, we had to choose if we were going to save the guide, and we did, but that caused a problem because now we have a lantern with a crack in it, and at some point the light is going to go out completely. But yeah, right now we're back on the path after having to fight off some Nixie. We did die temporarily in the last episode based on a choice I made. I mean, normally, of course, I would have said, yeah, let's fight with Bemele, but I was worried that that would be the choice that would get him killed. So that's the only reason I chose the other one. But that was the wrong choice. So anyway, we're good now, I guess. But now we have to walk on some unstable boards.
To ensure that there is enough light for all of us, I will go second. We need to keep enough distance between each other to not break the boards.
Bemele elects to lead and starts going forward, inching gingerly across the trembling boards. After there's some distance, I begin to follow, focused on keeping my movements steady. Lou is the last to leave. The three of us carefully navigate the creaking, soggy wood. We attempt to keep to the guide's path in hopes that the boards will hold. I feel my foot lay heavily on a board. It bends hair-raisingly under me. I wince as I slowly step off of it. I wonder if we should be crawling on all fours to spread our weight over a wider space, but that may make us vulnerable to those creatures, yeah. All they would have to do is reach up and pull you over the side. My focus is broken when I hear a shout from ahead. Bemele's foot has snapped through the bridge. Uh-oh. Okay. I think that was the right choice. I have a feeling that was the right choice. Oh, that's scary. Despite every cell in me screaming to help, I force myself not to make any sudden movements. Bemele lifts his foot up from the cusp of the water and places it back on the board in front of him. Phew! I think once already I tried to help him and I paid the price. I don't remember. Thank goodness, the entire section could have collapsed. Lou looks at us, clearly concerned.
A part of the board broke. Everyone is fine, however. You should avoid that section completely.
Okay.
We're still in much danger as we stand here. I encourage him to begin moving once more. I make sure to skip over the broken board myself when I come to it. As I pass by the hole, I catch a bit of movement in the water, but when I look closely, there's nothing there. A few more agonizing moments, everyone reaches the other side of that trap. Each of us three mutter various expressions of relief. There isn't a word from our guide. We continue our journey across the bridges, sharing small sporadic bits of conversation, until we're plunged into darkness. Uh-oh. I immediately come to a screeching halt that almost makes the two near me lose their footing. I look down at my lantern. It's as dark as the water. The three of us stare at it, silently pleading. A few moments pass, and yet the lantern remains cold and lifeless. In desperation, I jiggle the lantern, hoping that somehow something will click and the light will return. Nothing happens. I feel the others' nerves climbing with every second. They shift uncomfortably as they watch me pathetically attempt to relight it. We are quiet, still hoping that the guide won't notice. I feel like they're bad children, who did something behind their parents' back and they're like hoping he won't notice. I cease shaking and tap at the sides of the cracked glass. When that doesn't yield any results, I open the lantern itself and look over the internal workings. I cannot reach inside. Despite its appearance, the metal has retained the heat from before, and I would be burned. As the darkness stretches on, I frantically try to figure out what the problem is from sight alone, to no avail.
Your light is gone.
The indifferent tone of the speaker is unmistakable. No, not yet. I look up from my work to see that the guide is approaching us. I'm at a loss for words. He comes near, and the edges of his light shelter us like a blanket.
Relight it.
My hands begin to tremble. I know that it won't do anything, but I do as demanded and hope for a miracle. I attempt to get the inner core to catch flame, but the lantern refuses to comply no matter what I do. The guide's eyes widen. That's the first time I've seen that expression on his face, as the full scope of the situation dawns on him. My two companions start nervously fidgeting and whisper about possible solutions, but I hear each one getting shot down. I look at the guide forlornly. We're completely at his mercy now, if he has any to spare at all. He coldly surveys the three of us. After silently deliberating, he narrows his eyes until there's slits in his face.
I will allow one of you to remain in my light.
I don't know if that recorded for you guys or not, but that was hilarious. The game, got stuck, and it was repeating, I will allow wow. I will allow wow. I'm glad it's continuing, but that was hilarious. 1. Oh boy, here's a big choice, I'm sure.
That's insanity! Your staff creates more than enough light for the 4 of us. We could easily follow at a distance you would feel comfortable with.
Someone who wants to live will share their light with no one. I will not share my light with 3.
He almost snarls at us.
After everything that's happened, all that we've done, you're going to abandon 2 of us this easily?
Yep.
Stop. If you take so much as one wrong step towards him, all the guide will do is flee. There is no chance that fighting will end in more people surviving.
She's right. I cut off the last sentence that he was gonna say. I mean, it's not a swear word per se, but whatever. He's angry. He has every right to be. Bemele doesn't say any more, but grits his teeth.
Then, what about 2? Could you please keep 2 of us safe?
The guide sharply shakes his head.
I will allow 1 and no more. 2 will be left behind.
Oof. Finality rings out from his words.
Lingering at a distance far behind my light will leave you vulnerable. The wisest option is to continuously move, even if it means going another way.
That sucks. Bemele glowers at the guide hatefully. Lou's eyes narrow as he observes the situation. A torrent of thoughts rip through my mind as I try to find some other way.
Kika.
Yeah, because she saved your life and you have a crush on her. My body stiffens. The guide has never referred to me by name this way. It is jarring enough to gain my attention, even amidst the panic rising.
You are the most likely to survive. The offer is for you.
My eyes widen even further. I mean, I know you're being chivalrous because she's the only woman, right? You sexist pig. No, I don't want that. I can't be the only one who... No. I turn my eyes to my 2 companions. The both of them gaze back at me, dejected. There is horrifying resignation in their eyes. Oof. This cannot be happening. They should be going, not me. They should be the ones who remain safe. Honestly, if I had it my way, I would be like, alright, take Bemele, okay? He's my bae. But, I'm sure they're gonna, because I'm on Lou's route, I'm supposed to say Lou, probably. Take Lou. Even though he's the one who didn't pay to come here, and he's the one with kind of a death wish.
I'm nowhere near as sharp as you are. We both always knew that.
Bemele, no! There's a fragile, self-depreciating smile on his face. It makes my heart ache. Lou continues to only passively watch with an unexplainable expression. I shake my head, refusing to watch them give up so easily. I turn to the guide's face one last time, begging him mentally. He is empty and unflinching.
It needs to be done. This is what it means to cross Sinlos.
Ooh, is this a new image? I don't remember. But this is really creepy. Really, really creepy. The heavy words sink into me as I stare towards the void that eagerly awaits two of us. That's horrifying. I won't let go. I won't go. Let someone else stay. The guide sucks in a breath, clearly disappointed.
Being without light is dangerous, even if you are close to another. The one who goes with me has no guarantee of making it across. You risk this entire journey being for naught. The correct decisions need to be made. Everyone should be aware of that.
I know. That's why I wish I could send Bemele, because we're on a mission. A very important mission. But, yeah, I'm gonna have to choose Lou. His words cut deep. I have no logical reason to object to going, if my only solution is choosing another for the same position. I thought I would be ready for this when it presented itself. I believed I had the strength. That was only what I wanted to believe. Noting that I haven't said anything despite plenty of opportunity, the guide continues.
I will not choose someone else, and neither will they. Can you do so? Who deserves to be saved, and who lost in your mind?
Oof. A pit forms in my stomach as the responsibility of this unspeakable choice falls on my shoulders. Yeah, I've had to make this choice before, haven't I? I try to form a coherent sentence, but whenever I try to wrench them out, the words vanish from my tongue. Having lost his patience, the guide points a finger at Lou almost accusingly.
I've noticed the attention you've given him. Is that what this is about? Do you want to sacrifice your position to give him a hope of safety?
Wow, calling me out. Savage.
Or perhaps you would prefer the both of you being left so you remain together? Or does your relationship not matter after all, and you don't care who gets the chance as long as you avoid a sense of guilt?
Shut up, dude. Shut up.
You're completely mad! Kika's reaction is what any normal human being would have. You can't pretend she's to blame!
I am aware. No one should have to take on such a grim task. That was why I did not ask it of you. I did it myself. However, that wasn't agreeable, so now the choice is hers, and it is time to decide.
Oof. I look over at Bemele and Lou, hot tears flowing from my eyes. Take Lou.
You have to take the other one, guide.
I think... I don't know, because it's like he said, if we say take Lou, but then we're not spending time with him, is that the right choice? I don't know. It's a hard one, but I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. He speaks with no hesitation, and everyone stares at him. Surprisingly, the attention doesn't seem to bother Lou this time. He seems completely calm. Oh, aka my choice didn't matter, did it?
Kika doesn't want to go, and I don't need you.
The guide audibly gasps at Lou's declaration. He doesn't speak either, not from his usual indifference, but because he's completely at a loss for words. Fool, what do you mean you don't need me? Lou shrugs the reaction off, continuing on with a derisive tone.
You have your needed answer. There's only one person you can take. I hope that you'll be able to prove your keep by getting at least someone across.
Wow, savage! Okay, Lou, you just went up a few notches in my mind, okay? I think somebody has to be sassy to the frickin' guide. I like that. That's right, we're gonna pay you. And look at what you did, man. You got Margaret killed, and now you're gonna screw over two of us? Well, F you, man. Some guide you are. The guide's face contorts awkwardly. However, I don't get an impression of anger. Instead, it's almost as though Lou's words have struck a sensitive spot. Nice. Without another word, he turns around and begins to walk down the bridge.
You have to go. He will take you.
I look over to see Lou encouraging Bemele to leave. Lou is nearly ready to start pushing him towards the guide.
Yes, Lou is right. The guide seems to have accepted this, and he won't change his mind again.
Bemele looks between the two of us furiously. Just go, man. This way I still get my time with Lou, but I did make the effort of trying to save him, I guess.
If the choice was between the two of us, you should have gone.
The people need you more than they need me, Bemele.
That's a lie. Even if it worked, I wouldn't care.
I don't intend on leaping into the lake. I will find a way to manage. I'm sharp and quick-witted, after all.
A weakly grin. Bemele grimaces at the way I turned his own words against him.
Be safe, please. There isn't time left.
Bemele covers his eyes with his hand.
Damn you.
Aww. His face softens.
I will see you again. Somehow.
He lingers for only the briefest of moments before turning on his heel to catch up with the man who was no longer my guide. It was almost unbearable seeing him so hurt. He wanted to protect me as much as I wanted that for him. However, I still hold to my decision. Yet I cannot help but wonder what Lou is thinking. By now that feeling has become familiar to me. Even so, this seems unexpected. But I'm wondering, when I was playing Margaret's route and I had this choice, did I choose take Bemele so that I would have Margaret with me? And maybe that's what I did wrong? I don't remember. I'm curious. Because I didn't get her good ending. I just got an ending. And we were kind of together, but we didn't have like a happy like afterward or anything. We both stand alone, consumed by a creeping darkness. I stare quietly at Lou for a good chunk of time. He laughs nervously under my gaze, and his eyes dart away.
Please don't look at me that way. I meant what I said. Besides, you promised to let me do what I needed to do. That was it, I'm sure.
I watch him for a second longer before releasing a pent-up sigh. I can't say he's wrong. Lou is stronger than most give him credit for. Lou nonchalantly stretches his arms out, his elbows popping with emotion.
We probably should start running now.
Yes, we should. I look down, my fists tightening in contemplation. I can't let concern slow us down. I need to get him to the other side. I steel my determination. The two of us dash forward and take another branching path out of the bridges. We continue to race across Sinlos, bridge after bridge. Many glossy arms reach up from the lake over the sides of the bridge towards our ankles. Luckily, we're able to pass by each one before any can grab a hold. There are moments here and there where Lou seems like he's going to stumble and fall. However, he manages to keep himself upright each time and continues forward. Ooh, scary. Our confidence is shattered as we turn down another path and are forced to come to a halt. In the distance we see it, a mass of slow-moving figures creeping our way. I narrow my eyes.
Prowlers.
I turn behind me, only to see more Nixie as they begin to rise up from the waters. They stretch their crooked limbs across the boards. Droplets of cold sweat begin to run down my back. There is no clear path any longer. Even if we light a match to set a side of the bridge on fire, it's possible that not all of them will leave, and then we'd be trapped by both flames and monsters, It would also put the others at risk if the flames spread to them. I slowly slide my hand down my side and reach for the hilt of my sword. I leave behind the broken lantern that won't do anything for us now.
Stay close. I can at least clear the way we came so we can keep going.
No.
I blink in bemusement at the finality of his words. He rarely has the nerve to be so bold.
Swinging your sword will only give them another option to pull you down with. I've heard stories. Please listen, Kika. Run away with me. We can make it.
I look over at the monsters who are now clambering over the bridges towards us faster, and then back at Lou, who locks eyes with me without a whisper of doubt. It's clear he won't let me throw myself at the threat. Yeah, if you can outrun them, then run.
All right. Since you're better informed on how to handle this, then I will follow your lead.
Relief washes over Lou's face before it hardens again with determination. Yeah, you stepping up, bro.
We should go.
I nod and turn to the path ahead, crawling with monsters. We sprint down the bridges together into the fray of contorting claws. I duck below Nyx's grasping hands and jump over another reaching pair at the base of the bridge. I hear a small noise from Lou. With trepidation but still running at top speed, I whip back to look at him. Lou is fine. He simply shakes his head and motions for me to continue. Maybe they just scratched him or something?
I'm okay. Keep moving.
Right. If I don't keep moving, then I'll only be getting in the way. However, I reach my hand back for him to take. Being distracted by the thoughts of Lou stumbling will bring us both down. This can help. Seeing my hand wading ahead, past those of the monsters, encourages Lou even further. He pushes his way through and grabs hold. I grip him tightly and begin to run again. We begin to clear the worst swarm of Nyxi on the bridges. I take a moment to savor fresh air as I slow my mad pace. Lou is gasping for breath. However, he's got an eager grin on his face. The Nyxi do not follow us, but they are much too near for comfort. We meet eyes and both continue to run, to put those creatures far behind us, still hand in hand. We start running across the bridges with renewed vigor, and don't stop until the wet sounds of the crooked monsters are long behind us. I take advantage of the break to look around with more carefulness. It is nothing but the essence of Sinlos, bridges, fog, and the lake itself. I can see neither the interloping guide's light nor the shore. We are completely and utterly lost in this labyrinth of ever-changing bridges. The atmosphere surrounding this place is even more oppressive and dense in the dark. Now that I've been forced to take in our situation, I'm engulfed by the sheer emptiness of it all. The silence is deafening. My thoughts turn to Lou. This is what he had to deal with before we happened to find each other. I felt so sure in my need to protect him, the boy on the brink of death curled up in a helpless ball. I feel the cold sting of regret upon realizing that Lou is back in this situation again, thanks to my choices. I turn to assess him. He's bent forward over his knees, panting erratically as he tries to catch his breath. He's completely and utterly exhausted. Yet, when he catches my gaze, he looks up to smile at me. I jerk my head away. I'm wildly uncomfortable that Lou is much more willing to smile now than ever before. I have no idea how he could be so happy over this. I don't even want to consider that he's acting this way for my weak sake. I open my mouth to speak, but before I can put forth one word,
I think we're safe right now.
I'm struck baffled by his choice of words given where we are. Sinlos is the Nyx's territory. They felt inescapable. However, this lake is vast, and the Nyxi are not omnipresent, nor omniscient. Wait, what? Nor omniscience. Omniscient, I think is what they meant. Lou catches me looking for any signs.
I noticed that Nyxi can't be everywhere in this maze. It's huge. Now that we're away from them, we just have to be quiet.
Of course.
I feel a surge of hope well up in my chest.
We should take this opportunity to fully rest. Then we can progress somewhat slowly for a time. Capturing the attention of those beasts with loud steps is something we must avoid.
Lou nods. The two of us stand quietly together, regaining our strength for the path ahead. After a short period of time, we make our way across the bridges as cautiously as possible. He starts to move ahead of me. I follow behind closely. Lou stares out at the lake with a listless expression, and he seems entirely entranced within his own mind. His expression is dark, his thoughts are almost oozing gloom. I make no attempts to interrupt, allowing him to process his thoughts on his own. Unfortunately, his true concerns are still a mystery. I feel powerless to help.
What are the odds the two of us would end up getting left behind by the guide again?
He chuckles, and a nervous smile of my own forms at the sheer irony of it.
I cannot say. It isn't exactly the same, however. This time, it was you who chose to be with me.
How could I not? There isn't anything else in this lake that's worth standing by.
Okay. The affection in his tone causes me to smile more honestly. Oh, you flirt! We continue on the near identical pathways together. After a short comment before, Lou has stopped speaking again. We're rather aimless, but there is little sense of panic between us. Somehow, the complete isolation makes it feel as though there are no threats. There is only us and a never-ending void. I force myself to shake off such thoughts. I need to remain focused. The end will come, whether we arrive at it or not. A little later down the path, Lou suddenly seems to escape the snare of his mind once more. He gives me an inquisitive glance.
So are you still curious about me? I wouldn't mind sharing more, if you'd like. I can't give specifics, but if that's fine, then...
Sure. Of course, please do. He grins at me. However, his face quickly falls. He has to look away as he prepares to open up.
I was the black sheep of my village. I wasn't ever able to accomplish anything, and it felt like I couldn't go anywhere else. It wasn't possible for someone like me. I didn't exactly want to leave, though. I only wanted to feel I was worthwhile, that I was wanted, needed.
Sorry. He had said, what? Black sheep of my village. I wasn't ever able to accomplish anything, and I felt like I never belonged. Okay. Sorry. My mouse has been acting up lately.
I tried again and again to be that to someone, but it was pointless.
He chuckles bitterly.
Like myself.
Aww. I pointedly give him a frown. He ducks his head further.
You probably already know that much about me by this point, huh? I'll move on. During one of my attempts to be of any use, I made some mistakes. I got caught by people who threatened my village. I didn't have the nerve to stand up to them. I put everyone I knew at risk. I had a chance to make up for what I did, but I didn't take it. And now this is where I am.
His face falls to the depths of despair.
The worst part is, the longer I'm here, with you, the less I regret it. No matter what happens to them or me, I wouldn't ever want to change my decision to go with you. I'm such a selfish coward. At least I'm embracing that now.
After one weak, self-derisive laugh, he sighs in defeat. I want to help Lou. I wish he could see his own worth. However, my mind is distracted. Something in his story strikes me. When we first found him, he was heading in the opposite direction of us. He must have started from the other shore. He's coming from the town that we're going to? There's only one village located around that direction.
Lou, are you from Hemmer? That's where I'm heading. It's currently under siege, and I've been asked to assist in pushing the Brigadiers back.
He wordlessly stares at me. His expression is clouded with unreadable emotion. Ah. After a moment, he turns to the ground and murmurs softly.
No specifics. I'm sorry.
I think it's kind of clear what's going on now. Hold on, let me move this. Huh. So then maybe he ended up screwing over the village and she has to go and fix what he did? That's kind of what I'm speculating. He tries to sound lighthearted, but it's clear that he's shaken. I try to offer him a sympathetic smile.
I understand. The people there will be all right. I will make sure of it.
That's good.
Lou acts as though he chose to cross Sinlos only for his own sense of self. However, I suddenly wonder if there's more to it than that. Was he crossing to find help on the other side? Despite my curiosity, I couldn't ask him to elaborate. It's clearly a difficult topic for him, and I already agreed to not get specifics out of this. I reach over to him and gently stroke his back, from the nape of his neck slowly down his spine. Ooh, girl, you filling him up? Wow, why is Kika so bold with him? She is much more bold with him than she is with the others. Like, what the heck? He shivers at my touch, though it is in no way from discomfort. I caress him and he allows me to. Girl? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm having thoughts like, oh, I think I see why you like him now, Kika. Oh, you a strong woman indeed. Okay. Sorry. We walk together at a steady pace, that irrational sense of peace pervading for a while. Something catches the edge of my eyes, and I gasp quietly. There is a silhouette of something ahead. Is that land? The other shore? I have a difficult time believing what I'm seeing.
We were going the right way.
Awesome. I can hear the astonishment in his voice as well. He goes from complete shock to confident. Yeah, that smug little look on his face.
We can make it.
I nod eagerly. We increase our pace frenetically while doing all we can to remain as quiet as possible. Lou remains ahead a comfortable distance in front of me. We take a few turns here and there and keep running down a single bridge for a time, never allowing our eyes to leave the small sign of land for too long. The silhouette ahead finally comes into full view. I feel my heart pound with excitement. Even so, I refuse to allow that feeling to let me lower my guard. I need to remain focused. We could so easily fall at the final step. Yet nothing threatens us. Oh, you're gonna regret that in a second. And wait, what? Are you for real? I thought we were gonna get attacked because that happened before. And then we miraculously arrive at the dock? What? We got a happy ending without any drama? What? The music's different too, huh? The two of us immediately rush off of the bridges onto the safety of solid land. Before I can fully register what happened, I can hear the sound of Lou's airy, overjoyed laughter.
We made it. We actually made it.
Wow, I'm surprised. Pools of tears form in my eyes, and I allow myself to relish the joy of the moment. I'm so glad we made it in one piece. This doesn't seem real, but instead some wild waking fantasy. As the rush of adrenaline escapes my body, I realize that we are alone. Did they make it before us and leave, or...
The guide goes slow.
I breathe deeply and calm myself. Lou is correct. They will make it to the shore soon enough. I have to believe that. I manage to feel settled again. This lake has made me start to count on the worst-case scenarios. Lou smiles contentedly at my calmness. When I catch his eye, he turns away bashfully.
Honestly, the further we went, the more it felt like I remembered where I was when I started. I never mentioned it because I didn't want to get your hopes up, but it worked. I knew which way.
Oh, cool. I widen my eyes at his words. A surge of emotion zaps through my chest.
That's incredible. You saved us.
Sure. Lou awkwardly half laughs and rubs his arms.
You're the one who saved us. I just assisted a little bit. You're only saying that because you're kind and want me to not keep feeling worthless. But it's okay. This is enough for me. More than enough.
I beam at him. His response doesn't surprise me at all. I feel quite pleased that he was able to admit that he helped at all. I wrap my arms around his neck and gently embrace him. He readily eases into the hug, as though he was waiting for it. Lou wraps his arms around my back and presses his face into the crook of my shoulder while murmuring softly to me.
I'm so grateful it was this night.
The two of us separate, though we still stand close. He sighs comfortably, then his face cocks into a somewhat playful grin.
You know, everything that's happened to me before this point, well, that's water under the bridge.
Ba-dum-ts. Oh, ooh, puns. Oh, yes. I give him the most unimpressed look I can manage. I will never understand how he is content joking about this nightmarish lake. Despite that, I can't help the tiny smile that whispers across my lips because that is so purely him. Lou snickers. Even though I still feel there is nothing about this place to jest over, I can't bring myself to staunch his good mood after everything we've been through these past days. He deserves to be happy, and I will continue to protect that.
We shouldn't stay here. We don't have any light, and those monsters could notice us.
Lou's face immediately falls.
So this is goodbye. You're going to Hammer. I'm not.
All my thoughts crash around me. I had forgotten a moment that we did not have the same goals. I formed a view of the future where the two of us would stay together after all of this was over. He looks into my eyes with a strange, softened sorrow. I can't place what it is, but something about it causes a knot in my chest. I almost choke on my words.
Where will you go then? If you don't mind telling me.
He simply looks away. I wait for a moment, and when he doesn't continue, I do.
If you have nowhere in mind, you should come with me. Where I'm going won't be safe yet. However, it will be soon, and I will defend you until it is.
He bites his lip, though finally is able to face me.
I'd like to. More than you know. But I can't. I need you to trust me when I say that if I did go, it wouldn't make anything better. I'm so sorry.
He looks the same as when I first met him, holding himself together because if he doesn't, he might fall apart. But now something within him is different. It's stronger than the utter despair of failure from when we first met. It's solid, unwavering, and accepting.
You don't have to come. I understand. Still, I'd like to see you again.
He makes a small noise, something between a whimper and a grunt. Lou nods.
I want that too. When you have the chance, come back here. I'll wait for you. I promise.
Interesting. I blink in surprise.
What? Lou, that doesn't make any sense.
He simply smiles. I suddenly get an urge to hold him.
Maybe it doesn't, but that's the only option we have. No matter how much I hate this shore, it's close enough and far enough.
I stare at him intensely, trying to understand what's going on in his head. He weakly looks up at me and waves.
Goodbye, Kika.
In a blink, he's gone. I managed to just catch a glimpse of him dashing off into the darkness of the forest. Or he gets eaten by a bear. I don't know.
Wait!
He just likes to be mysterious, dude. He's such a drama queen. I try in vain to call for him until my voice goes hoarse. He either doesn't hear me or doesn't listen. Lou completely disappears into the night. I stand there, stunned. I quickly shake off the shock and step into the forest. It's no use. He's not in the pathway, and there's no trace of where he could be. He's gone. I realize a tear is falling down my cheek. Girl, he ain't worth it. I wipe off the errant tear and ball my hands into fists. I vow to myself that no matter what happens, I will return to this lake for him. I have to find him. I have to. This can't be the last time. Plot twist! Maybe he's Dillert. He becomes Dillert or something. I don't know. Lou, please wait for me. Okay, here's the afterword. I hurried to Hammer as quickly as I could. I already failed to help another during my journey. I could not afford to fail the villagers. Please tell me Bamale shows up. They were grateful to see me, for it was a desperate situation indeed. The urgency meant that my mind was occupied with other matters. I worked tirelessly to aid Hammer's own guards in forcing back the brigadiers. But during the moments of calm, and when the sun went down, I would remember the lake. Bamale, okay, he's alright then, was of great help during the fight. His outwardly positive demeanor lifted the spirits of many around him, but I could see from the shadows in his eyes that he hadn't forgotten what we went through. Rather than be paralyzed by it, he is pushing himself to be even stronger. I admire that about him, and I fully intend to support him the way he does for me. When receiving payments for his services, the guide must give a report of all those who both succeeded and failed to cross the lake. Aw, Margaret, no! This is the first time we have to see something like this. Oh, no! The name and fate of Margaret soon became known in Hammer. I added that she was an intelligent, thoughtful person and urged them to show respect for her passing. I hope that one day I will have the opportunity to go to her hometown and give my own proper respects. No! My baby! I have not heard nor seen the guide since then. He will remain obscured in that realm of fog and fear, a mysterious light off in the distance that is ever out of reach of the real world. Whatever. Then, once the situation was stable enough for me to take some time for myself, I arrive on the shore of Sinlos at dawn. It's late enough that only the lonely dock remains, a small monument to the horrifying maze that haunts the nights of this lake. I weave my way through the thick fog and jagged roots. I have little idea of what I'm supposed to do since Lou ran off before making any actual plans. He's such an idiot. I wander around, searching for the boy. I peer across trees and rocks, but there's no trace of him to be found.
Kika.
Oh, well, what are you doing here? I hear my name being called in the distance. My heart jumps. I recognize that voice. It's the icy tone of Sinlos' only guide. I turn to see him walking towards me. It is expected that he's here. Still, this is far from the reunion I am striving for. I have difficulty not being somewhat bitter. He appraises me quietly, before humming in understanding.
You came back for him.
My defenses shoot up.
How do you know about that?
His eyes bore deeply into mine, and I feel a chill down my spine. Tell me you aren't training him to become like the next guide or something.
Lou is dead. He was executed.
Wait, what? Are you for real?
What?
Holy crap. All the air is sucked from my body. The guide offers no further explanation and hits me hard. Oh my god.
No, that can't be. You have to be wrong.
Okay, I didn't love Lou, but damn, what the hell? His face is scrunched up in what could possibly be sorrow as he begins to speak.
It wasn't possible for Lou to escape from what he had done. His fate was sealed. No one could save him.
All of that for nothing, bro. He releases a long breath before he continues.
That is why he told me everything, in case he couldn't be here himself. Lou did wait for you. He stayed for as long as he could. His death was not peaceful. However, it was proud.
Oof. Oof. Oh man, this totally brought down everything. No. Now I feel sad. Time seems to nearly stop as I sit beside myself with a lurching pit in my stomach. Lou was here with me in what feels like only a moment ago, and now... The guide sighs melancholically.
It all feels so pointless. Still, you gave Lou something he never had, and it seems he gave you something in return. Perhaps that does have worth.
What the hell? My mind is racing and my heart pounds painfully in my chest. I have difficulty believing he actually thinks that is true. It does seem as though he would like to, at the very least. I want to believe it as well. Slowly, I reach into my pocket and gently stroke the shell Lou gave me. So this Lou never gets a happy ending? That kind of sucks, dude. Without another word, the guide walks off into the distance. I don't make any attempt to follow him. I fully take out the shell to look at it. Somehow, I didn't want him to see. It was between just the two of us. I stare at the beautiful gift, grasping it in my hands. I then turn my eyes to look out at the lake. Hot tears pool in my eyes and start to fall down my cheeks. The things he said, the way he was so willing to leave everyone behind, why he seemed so prepared to let himself die. It all became so much clearer in an instant. It truly was hopeless from the start. I squeeze my eyes shut tight and imagine his face, tracing every line, every expression, and engraving it into my memory.
Lou, I'll always remember you. I won't allow what you've done to be for nothing. I promise.
Wow. I sit there for I couldn't say how long, drinking in the internal image of Lou while vowing to never allow him to leave my thoughts. Then I open my eyes and leave this shore behind. Achievement unlocked. Worth. I still find it difficult to accept Lou's cruel death. I have yet to remove the shell from my pouch. Carrying it gives me at least some comfort that helps me continue on despite the pain. And I will not stop trying. I will still fight to protect others. Through it all, Lou will stay with me. He won't simply fade into the mist. I choose to believe that in this way his soul can find peace. That's so sad. Why y'all do that? I'm really sad now. I didn't even love him that much. Well, this was an interesting route for sure. I wonder if there was a way to save him. I don't know. I guess this was his good ending. Well, that will be it for this episode then, you guys. I'm all bummed out now. But next time we will finally pursue none other than the guide, because I really want to see what he's all about. I don't know, man. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this route. I wasn't connecting to him at all until like maybe the past 2 episodes. I was kind of seeing a little of his good side. I liked the sassiness and his sense of humor. And I could tell he definitely did feel bad for what he's done. I just wish we knew what he did exactly. Why he deserved to be executed. But yeah, this is a good game. I definitely enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye bye!